Hello out there in Streamland. It's Tuesday. It is 10:30. So that means we're going to be working on some D&D using Fantasy Grounds. So I'm actually running 3 different campaigns, 4 actually, 4 different campaigns in D&D. So it's always a juggling contest to figure out which one do I want to work on for the stream today. First of all, we need to fix the scale UI because everything was a little bit big. The cool thing about Fantasy Grounds is you can change the size of everything, all the text, everything. Um, so I like to have it set up this way so the character tokens will still be up here. I like my chat bar large, and that way when I bring in the combat tracker, I make it on top of the chat and the same width. So there we go. See? And that way I can still see what's going on in the chat. And I have the comment track, and then I have the rest of the whole area for my map and my characters and stuff. All right, so let's see. Make sure I can be heard. Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. Awesome sauce. All right, so as I mentioned, I have a lot of different campaigns going on. This particular one, I have a druid and a ranger, and they are running around with their sidekicks. And what had happened was they came into this big boss battle, and the ranger has these, not necessarily nemesis, but competition, you could say, who show up. And it's actually good that they show up because they the rest of the party would have died. Oh, looks like I done messed up. I said Starfinder. This is not Starfinder. This is prepping for D&D. Sorry guys, let me change the name of what I'm doing. Real quick. Update, update. All right, let's see. Closing this stuff down. Checking the stream one more time to make sure everything is kosher. Yeah, so the problem is they're just about done with the fight. And so we need to figure out where they're going to go now. The druid is in the process of finding this big bad guy. Perfect. All right. Everything is good to go. So I could, and she has a clue of what city he's in. So I think that is the next step. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some of the notes and from the previous dungeon, the previous campaign. What I mean by that is, where is my Fantasy Grounds Classic? It's gone. Wait, there it is. I see it. There it is. So I had my main group was running around and doing stuff in Fantasy Grounds Classic, and then we switched over to the much cooler Fantasy Grounds Unity. And it is much cooler. It's awesome. We love it. And since they're coming out with a new lighting and stuff, it's going to be awesome. Hey, Atomic. Welcome, welcome. But the problem is, when you switch over to the new platform, Fantasy Grounds Unity, the characters switch over really easy. Uh, And if it was a pre-written adventure that I was using, that the Dungeons and Dragons folks created or that I downloaded, that would be all there. But because I'm making it myself, none of that transfers over. I have to pretty much copy and paste from the old platform to the new platform. So I've been doing that piecemeal as necessary, or sort of reacting to what I think they'll need, or as the questions come up. So I want to get, there's this dragon has been helping the druid. This dragon is pretty much, it's a mithril dragon, and mithril dragons are all about balance. And so this creature that had originally captured a druid, and druids can shape change. And so they change into an animal, and then when the animal takes enough hit points, takes enough damage to where they would die, they then change back into the druid. And so you can keep doing that as a druid 2 to 3 times a day, depending on what level you are and how powerful you are, which is cool for you as a druid because it's basically like you have this store well, or this well of hit points. Because if your bear has 50 hit points and your druid has 50, that means you have 100 hit points that you can take. Well, the bad guy had captured this druid, forced her to change into these different animals that had fancy pelts and furs, would skin the druid, and then sell the pelts, and so sell the furs. So she was rescued, but the bad guy got away. So our protagonist, her name is Luthien, she's on the hunt for the bad guy. And she has a clue of where he went, what city he's in, but beyond that, doesn't know anything else. He goes by the name of the merchant Perun. So she has that much information. So I'm trying to load the old, I'm going to load the old campaign, take over some of this new information, trying to do too many things at once. Bring over some of the old information from the other campaign that the druid knows, people, places, locations, things like that, including the name of the mithril dragon. There we go. Start. All right, so we got that rolling, and I'll show you how to copy and bring in the information from the old platform. Exuro82, howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome. Doing a little bit of preparation for Fantasy Grounds. So I'll show you where the people are right now. They're in the middle of this fight. We have our druid shape changed into a beetle. And they're fighting this woman who is in the midst of running away, actually. And the woman who's running away. Oh, hey, Dan Daddle's here as well. Welcome. It's a party now. Woot, woot. So this woman that they've only seen her as a female with short blonde hair. What they don't realize is that this woman they've been fighting is actually an Oni. And if you know anything about Oriental culture, sometimes this is one way that they're portrayed. This is another way they're portrayed. It's this sort of like a genie type creature. So she has invisibility and dark, can cast darkness, make it to where nobody can see. and they can shape change. So they've only seen this woman, but it's actually one of these evil creatures. Um, it brought up this dragon and captured this dragon. It brought up these elementals, and so this is the elementals that they're fighting. So in the middle of this big battle going on, and once they take off, they're going to be finishing up the battle today. So, and this is what the druid looks like right now. She changed into this big shiny beetle. Um, so I had to get ready to and get prepared for what now that they're done, they're going to leave. So we had to figure out what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. So I know that Atomic and Dan do not play Xuro. Do you play Dungeons and Dragons at all? Or have you ever? So let me bring up the map. What we're going to do is we're going to set up, make an encounter. So as they're traveling to their next, why does it say delete? Like Zoro is into Animal Crossing. Okay, I have a few times played D&D with cards and dice, but it's been quite a while. Nice, excellent. Yeah, there's lots of different iterations of Dungeons and Dragons. Basically, it's a role-playing game. I do play a lot of Animal Crossing. How about Starfinder? Yep, Starfinder is awesome. It's my favorite game. Um, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy with magic. So basically, you have wizards who can cast the traditional fireball, lightning, those type of spells, but they can also take over a robot, hack into a computer with spells, stuff like that. So it's really cool. Starfinder is awesome. I'll be working on my Starfinder storyline tomorrow, same time. So if you guys are hanging out, 10:30, you can stop by, ask questions. That sounds fun. Is this available on Switch? No. So Starfinder is like D&D in that it is a pure, uh, well, not pure, but it's a role-playing game like D&D where you have books and nerds sit around the table and make up the story. Um, for both of these, both this D&D campaign and for Starfinder, we're using Fantasy Grounds Unity. So you can see here, you got the map, you got your characters. This is what the character sheets look like. You know, it has all their stats, their actions, inventory, all of this stuff. And tomorrow night, Wednesday night, I'll be live streaming our D&D game. I have two of them on Wednesday nights that I live stream. Second one is at 10 p.m. with my brother and my son. So the three of us mess around, have a lot of fun. Uh, Lots of laughs with that one. The earlier one is at 6:30 to 9:30, and that's with a big group, five of us, five players and me, and they're in the middle of rescuing a village that had been captured by these bad guys and taken down into these caverns. And then I do Starfinder live stream on Sunday nights. So if you care about any of those, you want to see what it's like, see how any of this plays out, check it out on YouTube. I've got them all. Search Svencer77 on YouTube, and you'll see Starfinder in the Sven Zone, Sven Zone Solo, where I play by doing a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons, where they're like choose your own adventure books, so they're solo adventures. Um, I'll be streaming another one of those later today as well, and the Nashkel Homebrew is in my D&D campaign, so check it out. Look at Spencer77. You'll see all the different playlists, and you can see what it's like. One of these years, I'm going to get with Dan and Atomic at least and get them in a game. Have them I'll have characters made for them, and they can pick which ones they want, and then we'll do a little scenario. It's actually the concept is pretty simple. It seems a little confusing at first, but it's just a matter of you're in this situation. What do you do? And you can do anything that your characters are able to do. So, and then it's just a matter of okay, well, I want to run up and stab the guy with my sword. Okay. I want to shoot him with my bow and arrow. Okay. So boom. How was I not already following you? Said Woodpunks. Hey Woodpunk, how you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Woodpunk does some gaming, especially on Thursdays, but he also does. He's a I don't even know what you call it. A loop artist? I don't know. He's plays a guitar, a couple other instruments as well. Builds lays down a rhythm and then builds on it and builds on it and builds on it, stacking and looping. So live loop artist. Yep, I was right. So check him out, Woodpunk's Loop Lounge. Hey, I noticed you finally got your name changed. Cool. He was waiting for that. He had wanted to change his Twitch name for a while and had to wait a certain amount of time. So very cool. So I know Woodpunks already knows Atomic and Dan Dazzle. Stacking and looping. Yep. Yep. Oh, that's how I know you, Exuro. You're Woodpunk's wife. Awesome. Okay. I knew that. It just took me a second to just seeing the name Exuro but seeing you guys together. Now, now I know who you is. Awesome. Well, hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, that's the concept of what I'm doing and what we're doing. Um, this part, honestly, may not be the most exciting thing. I'm happy to answer any kind of questions you guys have. Uh, and so if you want me to go into any details on any of this stuff, let me know. Um, this is for the storytellers and how you build these stories and make it cool for your players. That's what I'm doing right now. So I had to figure out what to do to these guys because they're right now they are right here. I've got a weird colored dice. Let me change the color of my dice so we can see it a little. There we go. So you can see on this arrow, this is the map of where they are. They're going to be heading up to Fort Morninglord. So they're going to be heading through the woods, around this outside of the woods and stuff. So of course, got to have something exciting happen while they're out there. I take it you're the Dungeon Master. I am the Dungeon Master for this one. Yep. Yep. And do a quick recap. Luthien, who's our beetle right now, she's hunting down this big bad guy, and this ranger named Eridan Strider is helping her find the big bad guy. So first of all, we need a map for the fight that they're going to have with the critters as they travel. So let's go to our assets and go to images and we'll start with forest. Thank you, Woodpunks. I appreciate it. It says this looks awesome. It is a lot of work. It takes me, I'm actually getting better, but now I spend about an hour to an hour and a half for each hour that we play. It varies, but that's about what it is, an hour prepping and getting ready, building the maps and getting everything ready to go so that when the players come in, they have pictures and they know what's going on, they see it. And it's a lot of fun. I agree. It's That's pretty cool, pretty cool. You don't have to. I tend to be, we'll say particular. Some would say anal, but I like to be particular. I like it to be as good as it can possibly be. So I do tend to do a little bit more than you need to. You don't even have to have a map. You can just pretend and say, okay, you're 20 feet away. What do you do? So I do have a tendency to do a lot. We're gonna have them come into these ruins. So I had these ready to go for a different adventure, and I never used them. So why not? Let's use them. So let's take a look and see what the difference is. This one has a grid. I don't like it with a grid. All right, so we're gonna pull up this map. So this is where they're gonna be. So you see there's these ancient ruins here, with the broken down walls. You got this gate up here just by itself. It's overgrown with trees and bushes and moss. Uh, and it's up on a hill, so they'll have to climb up the hill to go up here. It's good to see you take pride in your work. D&D is way better when it's set up well. Well, the whole point of Dungeons and Dragons is to have fun. And to me, this is fun. I enjoy messing around and setting this stuff up, so it's not like, I have to get my game ready. Here we go. I actually enjoy it, but also seeing how my players react, stuff like that. It takes a lot of work. One of these years, when I have thousands of followers, I might actually make money doing this and can quit my job. But for now, I'm happy with we have fun, and that is the goal. All right, so they're going to come upon here. So first of all, we want to see, I put the grid down, so each square is 5 feet. And so if you can see, I made the squares a little bit less obtrusive and blatant to the eye. And now we're going to make it see if we have line of sight. So what happens is when we put our little person on here, let me close this out. In real life, you wouldn't be able to see through a tree. You wouldn't be able to see through the walls. And so I like to check and make sure that my line of sight is somewhat realistic. And again, you don't have to. This is just something that I like to do. Slap him on there. Let's check out our line of sight. All right, so it does have line of sight. So what that means is, let me show you. Go to the play. So we turn it on. So here's our person, and this is what they can see. So he can see the bush, but he can't see what's behind it. Enable, disable. He can see the wall, but he can't see behind it. But because it's a wall and it's a flat area and it's a nice thick wall, he could climb up onto the wall and stand on top of it. And you'll notice, boom, now he can see both sides of the wall because he's on top of it. But if he jumped down into this side, now all he can see is inside. He can't see outside on the other side. So that's called line of sight. Um, but that's also the technical term used on these maps. And it has to be added to the map. But in this particular case, it's already been done. Same thing with the tree, by the way. He can't see on the other side of this tree, but if he climbed into the tree, now he can see all around it because it's a tree. I could even turn off this wall if he climbs up high enough on the tree. Now he can see through the wall because he's high enough in the tree. So cool. So our line of sight is set up and ready to go. We will turn it off so I can see what's going on. That's what our map looks like. I had it really dark because it was nighttime. So we'll probably change that a little bit. I'm going to have it rain. So let's go to our effects. We're going to add an effects layer. So we're going to make it rain. But that's actually a literal rain. So you can see, so you zoom in, you see the raindrops falling, splashing on the map. I can change how much rain it is. I can change the intensity. Just make it just pouring rain. I can change the speed and I can change the direction. So it's actually pretty good the way it is. I don't mind it. Let's change the direction a little bit just for fun. Change the intensity so I can see the direction. Okay, so now it's going from from right to left. There we go. You notice the lightning flashing and stuff. We'll turn down the intensity a bit. All right, so now we have our rain. So now we need to determine what they're going to run into. And I think we're going to have them come into some were creatures. I like, werewolves and stuff like that. Well, this is D&D. So werewolves are not the only thing that is out there. So let's take a look and see just exactly. So we have were-bears, were-boars, were-tigers, were-rats, out in the middle of the forest. A were-boar is pretty cool. See, half man, half boar. I know, it's boring. See what I did there? All right. I like the idea of boars. Maybe they look like boars, and one of them is a human who's in his human form, because they can look. There are three shapes they can be, just like a werewolf. They can be a full animal, full human, or halfway in between, like the picture. So we could have some of them be full animals walking, and one of them being full human walking with them. And then they all change, except from like one or two that would be the natural boars. There's a were-badger, that's cool. A were-spider, it's terrifying. I have had them fight these things before. It's a fun little thing. Icky bugs. Yeah, this is a half human, half bug. Yep, instead of a werewolf, it's a were-spider. So he can change into a spider or a half human, half spider. Sort of like Spider-Man, but a lot worse. Gets bit by this spider, and now he can change into one. Badger is cool. I haven't seen a were-badger before. Again, we have the black and white picture. It's okay picture. It's a badger, it's a badger, it's a badger. All right, so we're trying to figure this out. Let's see, jackal wares are pretty. Yeah, so jackal wares are sort of like lycanthropes, werewolves, and like jackal, but they're not quite as powerful. They don't have quite the magic that some of the other werewolves do. So werewolf, for example, you can only hit with magic or silver. Jackal were you can hit with anything. A were fox, there we go. So we have lots of choices here. I like this ogre were-rat. That's a cool idea. So it's a were-rat. It's a person that can change into a rat, but it starts off as an ogre. Much like jackals are, only kind of like dogs. That's right. Yep. Jackals and hyenas, and they're just skinnier vermin dog people creatures. All right, so the ogre were-rat. Let me check him out. He's a 5. So we want to make it to where the people, when they do the fight, you don't want to make it to where there's no challenge at all. But on the other hand, you don't want your players to die. So we got to find that balance where it's a challenge, they're taking a bunch of damage, and then one of them might drop and go on, and then get healed back up again. So it's exciting, but you don't want very too far from that. So I like the idea of the ogre were-rat with regular were-rats. The regular were-rats. And the cool thing is we have different types of were-rats as well. So there's your were-rat. So we have our normal were-rat, who is a 2, level 2 basically. We have a were-rat assassin, who is a level 5. And we have a were-rat thug, who's a level 3. And we have a were-rat pack lord, who is a level 6. And the were-rat pack lord can summon giant rats, which is pretty cool. All right, so I think I've got my idea. We'll have our pack lord. All right, so what we do is we set up the encounter first. So we'll minimize this, shrink it down, boink, to this little dot right here. So we still have our map. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and I'm just trying to move it. There we go. I want to move it, move it. Just call it ruins. Click. All right. So now we open up our encounters. So there's a list of fights and list of things that they come across. Here's my story. That has the list of all the pictures of the things that they're going to be fighting. Let's see, we're going to go to Luthien. So we open up our storyline. Actually, I think I made it to where Luthien is on top. There it is, Luthien's adventure. So right now I have only story, the only chapter I have is in this temple that they're in. Remember, this is where they're fighting right now, in this big temple. So when they're done with that, they're going to travel. So let's go ahead and put, this is 1 dragon temple. So I'll make a new one. And this is going to be 2 travel. And I'm actually going to have this be miscellaneous travel. First chapter is going to be from Dragon Temple to the fort. Morningdale, I think it was called. And then you hit Control 2, boom, and that changes it to a chapter heading. And then we're going to have we put our map in here. Boom. So there's our image of the ruins. And then we're going to have our encounter next. And then we're going to have the pictures of the creatures that they're fighting. So we're not going to fight a boar or a spider, but we are going to fight an ogre were rat. And then we're going to fight a were rat thug. Looks like so. So I'm just setting the pictures out so I have them to just grab. I'm going to drag this storyline down to here. So I have the story 1 and story 2 ready to go. And then we're going to have our were rat assassin. He looks like that. Very cool. I like that picture. So if I just show this picture like this to the players, it will say were rat assassin. I don't want them to know exactly what he is. I just want to be, they look at the picture and maybe they can figure out, gee, this is an assassin looking dude. But at first, this is just going to be a were rat. They do know that much because that's what were rat looks like. This thing is going to be a huge were rat. Again, it's just what they, when they look at it. And a thug. His name is just going to be were rat. For all they know, maybe they just dress differently. All right, and now I need a regular were rat. Oh, I need the pack lord, who looks like any other were rat. And I need a regular were rat. All right, so boom. They have a were rat captain as well. Let's see, do I want to throw him in here? I don't think I'm going to. No, I'm not going to do that. All right, so there we go. Put in our picture of our regular were rat as well. So they're going to see all these different pictures, but they're all going to say the same thing. My people, oh, it's only read only. All right, so that's fine. So this one won't actually have a name. Actually, this one I don't care if they know the name because the name is fine. Were rat. All right, what happened there? That's weird. It's not sharing the image. Okay. Open this up and share it. There we go. Not sure what was going on there. All right, so there we go. Now we have our 4 different types of were-rats that they'll be seeing. So now we get to set up the counter. We'll go ahead and close this map down, close him down. So open up my encounter list. There we go. We got all 4 rat boys. Rat boys, rat boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Hopefully not get bit, or else you'll turn into a rat boy yourself. So we have Luthien. I'm going to change this actually so that it matches. Exclamation point space Luthien. So now it's right at the top. There it is. So I have the earth elementals, the boss. So now we're going to do there we go. So we're going to put this as a designation. We're going to say, so this is miscellaneous travel. So this is MT1. So now we go here, we go create item, we go MT1. Ruins. So that's the name of the encounter. And now let's add the critters. So we're going to add our thug. We're going to add our regular were-rat, probably 2 of those. We're going to add our pack lord. And then we're going to add our assassin. We are missing our friend the ogre. So this tells us this is challenge rating 11, which is fine so far. So these are all the people involved. The other thing that's going to happen is it says the were-rat pack lord can summon 3d4 giant rats. So we'll take a d4, 3 of them, roll it. Wow. From 3 to 12, he rolls 11. So 11 is going to be a little bit much. Were creatures only work if they're carnivorous, no were sheep or were horses. Well, seeing as how the way that the lycanthropy spreads is being bitten by these creatures, and then you become this creature. If you had a were sheep, they normally don't do a whole lot of biting. But that's a challenge. It's like, challenge accepted. Make some were sheep. Or they could absolutely be were sheep, but these sheep are carnivorous. Maybe they're both. Interesting. Now you got me thinking. Atomic. I may have to do that. Make some, like a were squirrel, were sheep, were horse. Interesting. Were pigeon. All right, so we've got all of our people here where we were going to add our 11 giant rats. 11 is too much. The giant rats are not that hard to kill. It's a rat that's about the size, of a medium dog, um, like a pit bull-ish size rat. But when you have enough of them, no picture. Check out this guy. Okay, that's a terrible picture. It's just a rat. All right, so here's a diseased. They don't have pictures either. Okay, I guess everybody knows what a rat looks like, so they don't feel they need the need. Yeah, they're 1/8. But here we go. So we'll throw the rats over here. So I'm just gonna say take away the last one. So 7. That's fine. I'll have 7 of these bad boys in here. So we will then now we have all of our bad guys. So now we add them to the map where the people will run into them. So go ahead and get rid of this. Bye bye. So we're going to say that they've been using this as a lair. So we're going to have a stairwell. Let me add the stairs real quick because we're going to have a couple of them be in the stairs. I'm going to add the stairs to the map. Here we go. And do we want circular stairs or do we want straight stairs? I like the circular stone stairs idea. That's pretty cool. This one's nice though. I like that because it makes it dark. Stairs down, very steep going down. And it sort of matches the color. We could add our own shadows though. I mean, that's not really important. These are pretty cool. Let's go with this one right here. All right, so we're going to add this to the map. Add it to the map. We're going to add it to the map. So we're going to say would have been inside the building. We're going to say it's over here. So we go to we make it a paint or a layer. We'll make it a layer. So we take our map, throw it in here. It is 6 by 6. Okay, that's way too big, isn't it? Yes. So we control Z. So we want it 2 by 2. So each square is 10 feet. So we're going to make it 2 by 2. And we're going to stick it right here. Boom. Zoom in so we can see what we're looking at. We're going to make it just a smidge bigger. There we go. Oops, Control C. So there's our steps going down. So now let's add our bad boys, shall we? So we're going to start with the ogre rare rat. He's the big guy. He's going to be hanging out with the rest of them. So I'm going to have them run attack the group and then move, sort of guerrilla tactics. Shoot, move, get behind, run out, attack, disengage, run away, that type of thing. So I'm going to have the characters come in here. So the assassin is going to be in the tree, hiding. So once you put him there, so now there's a check mark in the encounter saying that he's been placed. So the Pack Lord is going to be back here, hiding behind here. He's going to have the Thug be right there. We're going to have two of these guys. They're just going to be regular old rats. Half hiding here. And then we'll have the big guy back here. Oh, what happened? I put the wrong one. Okay. So he is large. Okay. So he's going to be a large, hiding behind here. And what happens is he summons these rats. So we're going to put them here as well. They're going to come swarming down the cliff face from this tree. Out from under the tree are going to come these rats. So there we go. So now everybody is placed. So we can minimize the map again. Now we want to throw this encounter into our story. So we have our image of, which is the map. I'm just going to change this to map. Then we have the fight, and then we have the pictures of all the things they see. So that way I don't have to look for them. I'm now going to open up the map, and I'm going to put this encounter, link it here so they can look at it there. And then I'm also going to put the pictures close to the bad guy. So again, I have access to, ooh, my assassin isn't there. What happened to my assassin? Oh no, he's in a bush, he's in a tree. There he is. Boom. So these little pins don't show up to the players, but it's a link to me. So all I have to do is click this, and it opens up the picture. And then I can share it with the players. Same thing here. All I have to do is open up this map, and then I'll be able to open up the encounter with all the bad guys. Click this button and it adds it to the combat tracker, and we are set and ready to go. So now we close it because we're done with that. Did we add the rats in? We did, okay. So you'll notice they went away. All the tokens went away because I closed the encounter. All right, so we are ready to go. We've got our fight ready to go. We've got our stairs. I'm gonna real quick add to this map. So we go here, we go to our assets again, close all these down. You can see I've got a lot of stuff, lots of windows open. Close this. So we're going to open up our assets and tweak this map a little bit more. This is in, we go to all. So this is the Fantasy Grounds 2019 map pack. So we go to F. Arch Pack Crest Coast 2019. Tile. So I'm looking for is a big square of grass. There we go. Dungeon and trails. Let's see, what do we have? Maybe we can have a, oh, that's an actual trail, okay. I've seen, all right, so I'm just gonna put grass because I've seen that style of art before. So I'm just gonna search all my stuff. There's lots of grass. Here we go, boom, forest, floor, grass, okay. So I think I'm gonna use that one. Let's see if there's an actual tile. There is not. All right, so what we'll do then is, let's see, the grass background what we want is, let's go with, so this is like a dirt background here. So we'll go with this one. Open this up. So this is going to be paint. So we're going to go ahead and go to our painting layer and add paint layer. And we're going to call it extra grass. Okay. Boom. So this is 1 by 1. We want it to be, so you can see how small it is. All right, so this is 26 by 26. So we're going to go with 13 squared. So this is a big old thing here. We're going to go here. Make sure we stamp it. Stamp. There we go. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Again, is it necessary? No. If I really wanted to, didn't have a lot of time, I could just put the characters to the side in this gray area and just say, hey, you guys are walking up. All right, so there's our grass. We'll go ahead and put a couple more. All right, now we're going to add to that this one. So you see you got these big lumps and lines and stuff. So we're going to continue that thought out here. We're going to make this. So let's see what it looks like if we do 13 again. Yeah, that's not bad. So we're going to go So let's see what it looks like if we paint it. Let's see. This is make it a line. Okay, so it just does that. All right, so we don't want to do that. Control Z. So we'll go back to stamp. So we'll start with this one. Boom, and then the cool thing is you just turn it. Overlap it a little bit. This time we'll do a half turn. Rotate. So what you can do is turn it like that. I'll get a better view of what I'm looking at here. This time I'm going to make it bigger. Turn it a little bit. Boom. And we're going to shrink it way down. Turn it again. So see, so now that I've already turned it halfway, it maintains that. So every time I click it, boom. It got you with a lurk playing Tarkov at the moment. Hey, Joker's Chosen. I appreciate that very much. Hello, hello. Welcome. I do really, really appreciate the lurk. Thank you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just throw in. We're going to now go back, just tweaking it a little bit. There we go. Make it a little bit askew. Click. Change this one, make it bigger. Flip it. Boom. All right, so there we go. And then we'll shrink it down. Sort of fill in this gap here. With, let's go with this guy. We're going to make him 3 by 3. Boom. Turn it a little bit. Zoom in first. Rotate it. Rotate it. Shift it crooked a little bit. Boom. So we have our little bushes. We're going to add a couple more. So we have some here growing out. Add another one there. All right, so now you can see we have lots of different choices here. I'm going to add some of this trail to it. Let's see, 0.7 by 1. Let's put the aspect lock on it and then change this to 5 high. There we go. So now we have some patches, some dry patches. I'm going to turn it just a bit. Patch right there. All right, so now we can shrink it down. turn it. Put some over here. See, so just mixing it up, changing things a bit. Take this guy, put him right here on the edge. Little patch of grass. Put some more along here, along the bottom of this hill. Just sort of naturally growing there. See? So we got a little map, a little addition here. So they're going to be coming from here. They're going to see some movement in the trees. Hey, there's something up ahead. Let's see, is there any more dirt we can add? So I'm going to put this back on. This time what I'm going to do is turn the whole thing down, make it about 3 high. So now we're going to turn it, and then just touch. Turn it. Touch. So you got this little dirt patch, muddy patch. I'm gonna add some more here. Break it up. There you go. All right, and then we can even put in some of this dirt, little grass patch. Make it bigger. Go again. We're going to turn this down. Just a little. Turn down the opacity so it's a little more like a shadow. Turn it. Go. Do the same thing on this side, but flip it. All right, so there we are. We need to increase our effects, but we'll worry about that in a minute. All right, so that's good. Let's add one tree and we'll be done. Going into our tree section. So yeah, it's a little blatant where the one map ends and the other one begins. I might switch that up a little bit. We want to find the same type of trees that we used here. So here we go. These guys. Same style, if you will. We'll go ahead and put in a new colored tree here. This guy's 1 by 1, so we're going to make it 5 by 5. We're actually going to increase it up a little bit. We're going to put this guy over here. We'll bring this down. Boom. Put another tree over here. Smaller. Next to a bigger one. There we go. All right, and then Okay, so I think it's pretty good. I like this so far. Let's go ahead and throw a fallen tree to break up the line here. It's not quite as noticeable that we added to this map. So here's a tree trunk. Yeah, we're gonna make it to where it's coming out of there. Flip it around, flippity, 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 flippity. There you go. So it fell. All right, anything else we want to throw on here? We can throw a dead tree. On here as well. We'll make him 3 by 3. Throw a couple dead trees. All right, so I'm happy. Now we just need to go to our effects. Let's go to our layers, go to our effects rain. I'm actually just going to delete this. And we'll add it. We'll add another effects layer, and so that way it'll be on the whole thing. Rain. There you go. So we had it, the direction, yep, change the intensity. Actually, this is just the way it was a minute ago. All right, so I don't like this line here. So this is actually pretty simple. We'll just take we'll go back to grass. Actually, what is this? So let's go back to our painting layer. So we go to our extra grass painting layer. Go to layers, extra grass. Oh no, we lost it all. All right, never mind. Grass. And we'll go to here to our forest floor. This is 8 by 8, so we're going to change this down to 2. We're going to get rid of this. And we'll make it 4 by 1. 4 by 2, that's fine. Turn it. Make the stamp. I'm going to turn it down so that it's not quite clear. And then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see, boom. There you go. We're just going to add this in, just sort of color it a little bit. Then we'll turn it. And all we're doing is just breaking up that line. There we go. So it's not quite as blatant as it was. Now we're going to shrink it down to 1 by 2. Zoom in so we can see what we're doing here. Here we go. All right, so now we're going to take, say OK. Add a folder. We're just going to take all this extra forest grass stuff I just added as layers instead of paintings. That was my mistake, but I'm not going to redo it. And then what we do is we take this folder and put it down below him. See? So and there it's down below the trees, it's down below everything except for this other map. All right, folks, so there we have our new map. Our characters will be coming in from here. They'll be fighting the creatures. I can change the overall look of the overall the little color if I want to make it like dusk or something like that. Cool. So we are done for today, or at least for the stream. So thank you guys for showing up. We had a nice turnout today, so I really appreciate that. Please ask questions if you have any, if you want me to explain anything, if you have any ideas, feel free to add it. I'm happy to take a moment and talk about things. So don't forget, if you want to see how this plays out, I've got my live play. Go to YouTube. Just look for Svenster77. You'll see my different videos there. Don't forget to subscribe. And I do this every Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning. So welcome back. Come on back next time. But whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day. Cool. Have a good one, Spencer. I will, Atomic. I'll see you in the morning.